Bong, bong.
Bong, bong.
Yo, Mook 3-0. Yo, welcome to the
I can't believe
Bodycast.
you just started that. You've been planning that the whole time. We had the whole pre-show where we were talking about everything, and you were thinking about that the whole time. Oh my God.
Welcome to the Bodycast, everybody. My name is Bigg, and with me today, as per usual,
Pathogenic.
We are, of course, the best podcast for the international culture of Battlerap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and all your favorite podcast platforms in the links below. That's not accurate. Workshopping it. It's the only place for fans to go for Battlerap news from around the globe.
That part still stands.
The part's great. Yeah, the part solid. Yeah, what a great show we have for you today. I'm really excited. It's really the best show. I think it's going to be, the best show that we've ever had. And so, when you're on your deathbed, 90, 100 years old, modern technology, you'll be old. And you'll be like, man, it peaked right here at this show. It never got better.
Mm-hmm.
So savor it.
Yep. Appreciate it while you can still understand what's happening before your 90, 100-year-old dementia-ridden brain is not able to fathom. So
facts. It's gonna be a wonderful show. I can't say enough about it. And the people who are tuned in here, just obviously you're really tuned in. You're special people, and not everybody is really allowed to be here. Only the specialist people.
I don't. Is that?
Yeah.
We're gatekeeping.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, only the cool people. If you're not cool, hit the road.
How did we switch roles?
Fucking Amscray. Yeah, I don't want you to hit that like button. I want to hit you to hit that dislike button. That's right. That's right. I used to be really proud of the fact that I had like more dislikes than likes. My dislike ratio was huge. Back when I was doing gimmicks, it was like people hated it, and I would get mad dislikes, and I'd be like, I just have a lot of fans in Australia. We have such a good show today.
Like that joke too.
But if you're loving it as much as we are, and you want to like really bring it up, bring the whole experience, the whole vibe to another level. Face first. Man, well, what can I recommend? To be cool and be weird.
I wish that you were translucently clear.
I'm not. I'm very opaque. And if you want to be a part of what we're doing in here, raise a glass. Join us now for the community cheers. Cheers. So good.
Mm-hmm.
That Vancouver water. Not everybody has water this good. And it's just...
Yeah, but not everybody can just put a glass outside and have it filled with water from the rain in, 30 minutes.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. It's paved over rainforest. So welcome back. We missed a week. It was a crazy week. Pathogenic was celebrating his birthday.
Yeah.
He turned 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey!
First try, you got it.
Yeah. You get that connection, It's just,
yep.
It's very easy. And then that's a big thing out there, hosting Kingsley Thunder and Nino Bless, which is kind of badass, actually.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And then I was in England.
Yeah, slightly less cool than a birthday.
Yeah, not as cool. I wish I could have been there in Alberta, but I had to go to England for this thing, just a work thing.
I know how much you love Alberta, so it must have killed you, man.
Really did. Love Alberta. Burtons, it's my people, technically. Yeah. Well, damn. I mean,
do you want to start there?
Yeah. Right. Fuck it.
Why don't we start there?
Why don't we start there? So, my grandfather was born in Edmonton, and oh no, you mean the Battlerap?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we could do that. So, Half, what the fuck, man? Like, what? Like, why was Kingsley Thunder, who's from Manchester?
Actually, Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah,
they're very close.
Very much so.
Why was he in Calgary? Which is because we know that he had a battle in New York, but those places are not close.
Correct. They're actually like a 7 hour flight, because I've been in New York, so I know. And it's actually because Kingsley has family in both Calgary and in the UK. Like, they kind of split and settled in both places. So it was his first time being over in North America for the battle. And he planned it out to make a whole trip out of it, and went from the battle on the 29th of April, flew out on the 30th to Calgary, and was there from the 30th until, I believe, he flies back today.
Oh, so did he come to the event with you?
No, he had other plans with his family. Okay. When we had talked, we had tried to work something out about getting together so that we could at least hang out and chop it up and stuff. And so I took him out to dinner on the Thursday there the other night. And yeah, it
That's
was
beautiful.
A great time.
I love that. The one thing that has always been, I think, when you go back to even early 2000s, battle rappers would talk about how it's really a family. It really is a community that can rely on each other, and you want to go link up with people and connect with people all over the world. We can do that.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of those ones too where it's like, never would I have expected that it's going to be Kingsley Thunder that's randomly on Twitter asking, "Hey, do I know anybody in Calgary? I'm going to be there for a week."
Yeah, that was super obscure.
Yeah, I figured that he had seen a Canadian Goose before too, because they are over in the UK. But while we were in the parking lot on the way into the restaurant, one flew over his head, and he was totally flabbergasted about this Canadian Goose. He turned to me, he was like, "What was that?" Like, there's a goose, man.
He's like, a Eurasian coot.
Yeah. I think you made that shit up, man. You're the Eurasian coot while you're over there. I almost called you Eurasian cute.
No, that's my wife. Oh, yeah, no. Alberta, for people who don't know, is very, very similar. It's the Australia of Canada. There's wildlife everywhere. It's very dangerous. You have to be head on a swivel.
And it's all on fire right now. So.
Oh shit! Really?
That sounds about right. Oh yeah. Fuck. But we're not here to talk about Alberta.
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit.
There was an event.
Not the province itself, and what it has, but the things going on in the province we're talking a bit about.
So for people who don't know, because this is a very knowledgeable audience, but there's a great history of battle rap in Alberta. And it's the same thing where you say Vancouver. Really? Vancouver? Really? Like weird. Like Nova Scotia. Really? Yeah. Fucking yeah. Back in the day when there were KOTD divisions in Vancouver and in Calgary, Sketch Menace was running battles out in Calgary. And I don't know if he did events in Edmonton as well.
Yeah, him and Kripal were both kind of working and doing Edmonton events.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, that makes sense. Two big city centers in Alberta, and developing talent and had guys. I mean, I went to an event where they're bringing big names from the States out, and it's like, uh, I see fucking, Quest McCody and like, I want to say Big T, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't think it was big. I know Diz was out there at one point in time.
Mhm. Yeah,
In
yeah,
Calgary. Um,
yeah. He
and I
hosted my
think
battle,
Mar.
so I'll never watch that. But yeah, no, big names and talented guys. Like there were guys who were coming up who could hang and were dope, and that felt like a real scene that was competitive with Vancouver. And for whatever reasons, I'm not privy to, but I know that it's an incredibly difficult and stressful job to be running a battle rap league. Sketch moved to Vancouver. I think he had a job opportunity or something in BC, and ended up folding the Calgary division. And it's sort of been kept afloat, we'll say. I want to say kind of. It never got back to that real prestige where it was at, but definitely uh, there were attempts at keeping the talent pool alive and well. And there are definitely not a ton is an exaggeration. There
Yes.
are a number.
Yeah.
There are a number
Technically,
of
all numbers are numbers, right? So saying there's a number, that works.
It's just
It
like a
could only be
different
one. That's
could
still
be zero.
it could be
Zero is a number.
also a number.
But there are a number of like really great battlers that I love a lot and respect and want to see now flourish and thrive, and that only comes with more talent and more events and more organization.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, so slightly dormant in the last couple years, but a new league has popped up, uh, and it's run by Polly Free and Wise Guy. I don't know how much Wise Guy's involved in the organizational aspect of it, um, but it might be a like a um, you know council or something like that. I don't know. I don't know really, but Billy Shakes is up there. He's got experience throwing events as well. I'm sure he's lending a hand.
Yep. And Paulie Free worked closely. I know the first. This isn't the first time he's thrown battles either out there. He's done a couple of one-off battles on a platform called This or Daps
Right.
that is in Edmonton, which I actually got to be a guest panelist on last night with Nino and a couple of other guys, and so it was. It's a cool little show that they have there, and they would do the occasional rap battle on there to kind of get the feel for it. And so this was sort of the first step outside of that, doing it as a separate thing, as its own league, I guess, and that's kind of what we saw there.
Man, amazing. Early stages. Shouts out to them and building their roster. I heard mixed bag. Some no shows, some issues with that. Obviously, that comes at the beginning of everything, and a lot of great potential talent. Um, I'm a big fan of Kamikaze and Shakes, obviously, and I think Jebediah is dope. He's part of your crew, right?
Jebediah had the best round that he has ever spit. His first round was the best one that he has ever had.
Sick.
If
So
he had kept that going through all three, he would have been a great battle.
that's how we do building blocks, baby. Keep an eye out. Check out their YouTube channel. Let's go. You know what's up. And it's some type of mandrill there in the comments. And
It's a Eurasian coot mandrill. They're a little different.
Okay. But yes, check them out. Subscribe to their thing, and we look forward to these battles dropping.
Yeah. There was some good performances last night, and some that led to talks about potential other battles getting booked for September.
Right.
Some that have me a lot more excited because they're battles that'll bring a lot more stability and a lot more assurance.
Great.
To Freezer Burns. So salute to them, and definitely check them out.
For real. Good shit. Staying in Canada, not a whole lot going on. I know there's rumblings about the KOTD stuff happening in
September.
September.
Yeah.
Everything's happening in September. but we haven't seen any real movement on that. I think KOTD right now they're dropping their Stay Forever battles, and the reception to that has been really good. So
yeah, and the last drop for day one, Loso and Real Deal, was last Wednesday, which means there's 6 more weeks still of Stay Forever drops, because they're doing one like every Wednesday, right? So
right.
there should be 6 more weeks of drops until Stay Forever is completed dropping, and then maybe we'll see some more rumblings once that is completed about what's happening in September.
Man, I'm excited for Madflex versus Mike P to drop.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
That shit was crazy.
it was so well done.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that shit. And yeah, and then Beast Mode, very quiet. I mean, they dropped 2 battles this week, or I think so. The Five Theories versus Friends of the Show, Five Theories and Quadre. They dropped that. It is I Am Quadre. Hey, he's going by I Am Quadre.
Yes.
Did I fuck that up? Yeah. Okay. And but no announcements. There's no upcoming thing.
Well, they do have a May Day. Their May Day event is happening next weekend. That's the charity event in for Skeevius.
Oh, okay.
Who passed away. So everything from May Day, which is happening next Saturday, I think. I believe that is the date. I'm not sure, but everything will be going to Skeevius Tips. So his estate. Yeah.
Yeah. So Beast Mode. I expect things. I expect some announcements too once that is resolved. And then what else we got? Nothing from DMS all the way out east. Pretty quiet. And Set the Bar is doing a development card in a couple weeks called Call Up Season, and it's got some solid names on it. A lot of newcomers, which is great.
I was gonna say the newcomers. I hope that's not who you're talking about when it comes to solid names, because the names that they have chosen are very intriguing.
Yeah, but legitimately, which is really fun and interesting, is that these people are very well established in the, I want to say, the music community in Vancouver, and they are. Some of them are really well established in the meme community in Vancouver, which is especially fruitful for promotional material, and like just amazing to see these guys, spectators for so much of our growth in Vancouver when KOTD stopped doing events here, and even when KOTD was doing events here, and then to even have the balls to say, yeah, okay, I'm down. I want to jump in the ring. So like flowers to Redshirt Mike for wrangling these guys and getting them in the ring. Because honestly, these are just some fun-loving guys who know how to rap and are a big, active, and vocal part of the community. And getting them in the ring is huge. So shouts out to Mike. Shouts out to them for stepping in. I don't know how they're going to do, but they have seen battles, so they know how it goes. It's not like somebody's going to show up and just, start looking at their feet and doing a bunch of monosyllabic, multis. But there's a lot of potential here, and yeah, I'm excited to see. And my guy Monger's back in headlining. So
yeah, welcome back, Mongers. That's exciting.
Facts. It's gonna be fun. If you're in Vancouver, come out. It's gonna be a great time. I think it's the 20th, so you got a little bit of time to book time off of your Saturday. Save me.
Jet lag.
Yeah, jet lag. Yeah, a little bit. And that's Canada. Canada, decent. Things are coming along. We're making moves, and I think that KOTD being back is huge for the overall momentum, and then all these smaller leagues are doing big things as well. So we'll keep tabs on that. good old Canada, as everyone was calling it last weekend. You're from Canada. Yes,
oh, really?
I am.
That's were they all calling you copacetic as well?
You know what? Surprisingly, I think only one person did that, and I thought, oh, these guys. It's because they're English. They speak English.
Copacetic from Canadian.
Let's not put
Canada.
more energy into that. But I was gonna say some shit. Oh yeah, the UK guys got to hang out with them a bunch, which is great. I fucking love those guys. Like Free Will and Lazy and Reverse, and I'm gonna fucking forget some names. It's gonna be super annoying. But hung out with Raz Ren and Benny P, and like just all these dope guys that I've known for a while, and you get to hang out with them, which is cool. And I swear to God, not a single one of them gives an absolute fuck about battle rap in North America. Like they just, and it's like, what? How do you not know who New Jersey Twerk is? And they just don't give a fuck. They just don't care. And it's like, fair enough. When you think about it, if we were to ask a bunch of people from Alberta or from Vancouver, Alberta is the city, or Vancouver, what's your favorite Irish battler? They'd be like, what? What's Ireland? Probably. What's in Ireland?
All I know is the Irish Sea, but there's a place called Ireland too.
It's a very famous sea. It really did everything I could to put that in my round, but had some tough edits to cut it down to 5 minutes. So yeah, so they don't know us or me, right? One of them came up to me and was like, you know that guy over there, Quill? And I'm like, yeah, I know Quill. He's the champ of your league. I'm aware. He's like, sometimes he does antics. You know antics? Do you know who I am?
I taught Quill how to do antics.
I taught Daylight. Okay. But they have no idea who I am. So it was great for me. Zero history. Yeah. And shouts out to those guys, just quality human beings out there having a good time doing battle rap. And that's fucking all they care about. They don't care about all this international shit, all this fucking, what's happening with the URL and RBE, what's happening with, King of the Dot. Like a lot of them care about King of the Dot. Don't care about international battle rap, but they follow King of the Dot. And I think that is due to probably world domination, I imagine.
I would say so.
Yeah.
The cohesiveness that brought for all of those places that weren't getting the kind of shine.
Totally. So that's really cool and satisfying on a number of levels. But yeah, very interesting too. I mean, we're a real niche podcast for the absolute elite because fucking nobody else cares. which is what I tell the sponsors when I'm pitching to them.
Yes.
This audience, 5 of them are great.
Yeah, they're the best 5 that we have ever had.
Facts. That means you watching right now and listening on whatever platforms are available to you. But let's go down to our southern neighbors in the untied states of America and talk about what's going on there, because there's quite a lot happening.
You didn't really talk about your battle.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's go to the United Kingdom. Oh, fuck it. We can go to the United Kingdom now. Fine.
Because we were already there. We were just talking about
when I travel backwards. That's a long flight. So yeah, great event. Don't flop one of those days. All 1-rounders. Man, just pouring down rain when I got there, and felt like home. But the day of the battle, this is the most beautiful day, just sun shining. People are out enjoying their pre-coronation fucking whatever. There was tons of people. It's a large city. If you didn't know, I didn't know. It's enormous. It's an enormous goddamn city. And yeah, I only saw very small parts of it, but it felt like you could spend a long time there and not see all of it. But yeah, shouts out to my guy Hulk, and shouts out to for hosting a really great event, and super fun, super professional. You could tell these guys are people who've been doing events for a long time. They know what to do and how to run it. And it was on a boat, on a bar that was on a boat, and like not unanchored. What do you call that? Unmoored. I don't know boat terminology. Um,
Untethered. It was
it was
docked.
it was docked. It was almost went there. It's really a mess. But the boat was fantastic. You got 3 levels here of bar and patrons out having a good time, having a drink on the Thames, which it's not spelled that way. Spent a couple days embarrassing myself. Thanks, guys. Oh yeah, we're gonna be on the Thames, of course, the legendary Thames River. So English, come on, that's your language. Figure it out.
Learn how to speak it.
Come on. But yeah, no, fantastic. The battles were very decent. Will had this great moment where he's battling Lazy, and he's talking about appropriation, how Lazy's not really lazy. How he calls himself lazy, but he's not really lazy, and just goes into this fucking shit about how lazy he is, and just it's so funny. And he's bringing the boat down. He's bringing the boat down.
Rocking the boat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rocking the boat. I'm so lazy. How lazy are you? I hit the snooze button on my fire alarms. I don't want to give it all away, but he was cooking, and it seemed like he just put in the absolute minimal amount of effort because he stopped short. I don't want to give the battle away, but it's really funny because he stops short by like 2 minutes, and is like visibly upset. Like, what do you mean? You have 5 minutes and so long to prepare. What do you mean you're done at 3? It played into the fact that he was lazy, and then he flipped it for like a haymaker, and just crowd erupted again. It was so good, and I was spazzing. Fucking, love that. Love that vibe. The vibe was really good, and Will played into that really well. It was really funny.
Shout out to Will, man.
Facts. Dope to see him, and everybody really had wonderful performances. Danny Jack versus
Canal
was probably maybe one of my favorite battles from both. It just seemed really comfy. And
Return of Dialect.
Yeah, Dialect is back. He's so good. He was really good. I thought, because they switched it around. Me and Matter were headlining, and then we went second last, which is great because I just wanted to fucking battle. And so when her said you're up, I was like, let's go. Me and Matter had an incredible battle. Just really, I remember it because I was in it, so I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that fog.
Yeah.
But I thought we had battled the night, and then Dialect started rapping, and it's like, man, this guy is so good. He's rapping, he's punching. I said all this shit in the Don't Flop interview, so I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but he's just so fucking talented, and I really hope that he gets some good matches coming up, because I think that the thing too is that especially where he's at, like if he takes more warm-up matches, I don't know that helps him. When his warm-up match versus Black T was like, oh, this is top tier. You can be battling whoever in the UK with this, and like you can be battling whoever in the UK with this. So I really am excited for his return. If we talk to him and he seems like he's got the bug and he wants to get back at it, that would be enormous for UK battle rap, in my opinion. He did a little bit of the grime flow, but it's not like it's amazing, obviously, and that's all everybody talks about. But he does everything else really well too. That it's sort of like, I don't. Anyways, we could go on. I won't. Great day, great event. You battle on the Thames, really magical shit. you know, early in the day like that. If you smoke weed over there, there's going to be tobacco in it. That's weird.
Yeah, learned that from Shoddy when I was there last time.
Oh wow! So you want
Yeah,
some of this? Yeah,
I
fuck
don't
yeah, I want
smoke.
some of this.
I,
Whoa!
I don't smoke, but my little brother, Shoddy, was like, "Yo, we always do that." And my little brother was like, "Yeah, I guess that's how you do it. When in Rome, right?"
Facts. Make sure you don't bring that home with you because that will ruin your life.
True.
Um, but yeah, just yeah, I hang out with Cracker too. He was dope. Cracker was very chill. Quill was very cool guy. I loved hanging out with those guys, just having fun, you know.
Was
Cracker was telling me,
I was just gonna say, was my man Big Frank there?
yeah, Frankie was there, was sick. It was
I
sick
love.
that he came, yeah, because there was a no lose chat event happening the same day, which is
Yeah,
very difficult, you know. I want to help promote the no lose chat event, but obviously I can't. They apparently had a bunch of great battles as well. So shout out
Templar Surfa actually did finally show up.
Oh my God, I'm gonna see a Templar Surfer battle.
Yeah, you are.
Templar. Um, so yeah,
Hopefully,
so
you figured out how to say his name by that point.
at some point do a little bit more research. Well, if he's gonna be active in battling, then yeah, I'll learn his name. Fuck. Um, but yeah, and yeah. So, anyways, fuck it. Cracker warned me. So this is the thing: if you go to the UK, Cracker warned me. He's like, if somebody gives you a joint that doesn't have tobacco in it, it's called a puri. So be careful. Careful, you don't have a pure. I'm going to do an Australian.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, how you doing? Fucking. Oh, pick a battles. What's up, G? What's up? A. That's the Premier Battles media channel, right?
Yeah, Smokehouse.
Smokehouse. What's up,
Or
guys?
maybe,
Great
yeah,
logo.
yeah, I think it is. I
Yeah,
think it is.
Smokehouse. Good shit, man. Um, yeah, so super fun weekend, just really great, and obviously London is such a special city. It's really, you know, the majesty of it and the enormity of it is. It seems it's almost like a concept until you see it. And I
Mm.
did the whole London Eye thing where we went to the top and you look out and you're like, oh shit, this is fucking. You start to get claustrophobic. Like this fucking place is enormous. The opposite
That's
of
wild.
claustrophobic.
Yes.
But yeah, just and yeah, it's just huge. It's a fucking huge city. I come from a little Canadian town called Vancouver, so I don't know
I
stuff.
asked I asked I asked Kingsley how long it would take to drive from the north end of the UK to the south end of the UK, across their entire country. He said maybe like 6 8 hours. I was like, to get from my town that I was born in to the town that I grew up in is 8.5 hours in my province of Alberta.
In one province.
Yep.
So yeah, we're beating them on size, but in terms of actual like
Big city.
cityscape,
Yeah.
holy Christmas. Um,
I'd
yeah, it
love to
was
see London sometime. I hope that I get a chance to see London sometime.
yeah, definitely. That would be fire for you to get out there. We did. Yeah, I just shouts out to my guy Hulk. I don't know if I'm saying anything, but he was very helpful in.
Did you say I don't know if I'm saying anything?
Yeah, like Hulk was very helpful in directing me to a place where I could have weed, but
Oh, you're worried about like
like
dry
it's
snitching.
illegal over there. It's hella illegal.
Yeah. You're worried about dry snitching. I feel you. I feel you.
Well, I don't know what the fuck. He was very helpful. That's all I'll say. So shouts out to my guy Hulk. And I rolled up this big fatty, like a puree, and I was like running out of time to smoke it because you know it's only so many days, and you gotta fucking pick your spots. Um, yo, Quadre, I will show you the memes. But yes. I finally found a spot, like just barely. We were about to see some legitimate theater at the Kit Kat Club, and there's this little park nearby, and I was just like, you know, just let's come over here, me and my wife. I was just like, let me just smoke this little fucking, I got this big chonger, just big, just went crazy on it, and it's a big thick joint with all the weed in it, and I got maybe halfway, and I'm like, I'm probably all right. I'm going to leave this as a little gift for whatever street urchin comes along, wants to try marijuana for the first time, and put it on the ground. And I got maybe 4 steps into the park, and we saw cops, and they were like, I don't know how cops talk, but they're like,
Yeah, they talk like bats using echolocation.
Eurasian coot.
Through a series of boops and beeps to one another.
That's facts, though. So they were on it. Somebody, fucking grassed on me or some shit. I don't know what it is, but they, like, I was barely smoking for 10 minutes, and they were on it, trying to find the perpetrator. Who is smoking this medicinal marijuana? They must have a beer like a regular person.
Meanwhile, Cope is walking around like this, eyes just absolutely blasted. Like, you'll never find who is smoking that.
Okay, let's walk a little faster. Yeah, so it was great experience, and just really dope to see everybody and be a part of that for a bit. The UK, they've got a lot of stuff going on. They're really running now. It feels like Premier Battles is doing these crazy events, and Don't Flop is like I've talked to at length, which is really lovely. I really enjoyed that. Just having the opportunity to pick the brain of somebody who was instrumental in the cultivation of UK battle rap, a really integral piece of UK hip hop history, or as a curator and battler, and just to hear his thoughts and about what Don't Flop is doing. And honestly, the vibe I get from him is he's so tired of trying to placate people that he just wants to do whatever the fuck he wants. And I think that's cool. Like, more power to him. He was like, I wanted to do a fucking event that was all 1-rounders, so I just did it. I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. We're gonna have fun battles at the April Fool's event. We're gonna build up to maybe something bigger later in the year. But just really cool and inspiring to be around that type of promoter experience and leadership. Very similar to when I'm able to speak with Organic. You just sort of listen. You just sort of shut up and listen, basically. Yeah, really cool stuff. Speaking of the UK, what else? What happened over there? What happened, man?
Just the No Loose Chat event also happened same day, and there was one more as well, but I can't remember what league that was.
Koj was giving me shit online. I was like, I don't know, bro. I didn't really know. I'm so sorry. That's my job. The Premier Battles did drop a card coming up for Ireland, which is really exciting.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so we will see a All the Smoke in Ireland coming up, and one of the things that's happening around that is our friend of the show, ScoMo, was supposed to be battling JPEG for the finals. Was it the finals or the semis? I think it was the finals, right?
It was the semifinals.
Okay.
Yeah, it was his semifinal match that would have put him in the finals had he won.
Right. But JPEG had to step out for reasons unknown to us. Hope everything's cool with him. JPEG is a moderator of r/rap battles, and a good dude. I like that guy, and so I hope everything's good with him. But ScoMo is got a different opponent, and they're moving forward, and it looks like a bunch of great talent. Some guys coming over across the Irish Sea to battle and help build their next tier, their next wave of young battlers. Really cool stuff.
Yeah, and Keith coming over. He was supposed to be on. I think he was supposed to be on the undercard of one of the plugs in London, and that ended up not working out. So he's going to be battling Jester Black, I think, on this card. And then Visual and Briggsy as the main event. That's super exciting. It's always cool to see that because they're both Prem staff, so that's kind of like the staff matchup, which is It's pretty exciting. That
Yeah,
and
you get
because I was gonna say Briggsy called the first Irish event acquisition, and so I really hope that Viz goes in on him for being like, while they're in Ireland, like, what the fuck?
we'll see. Yeah, you see it behind the curtain a little bit when you see staff battles, which is kind of fun. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the connection between Ireland and UK has never been more pronounced. Now with the coronation and stuff like that, all that stuff is very front and center, which is very fascinating, and especially makes for great context for battle rap. Always, because it's so chill. We're like, you take the politics and you make it chill with your homies and make it fun and make it silly. Possibly, I don't know, but that's them. Is that it? Oh,
I believe
Scotland.
so.
Scotland.
Oh,
So Iron Bars dropping content. Great. Love it. After that collaboration with Premier that Mackenzie did, and now he's got his own, events popping. The last
what's
one
that?
was
What's that? Oh. Iron Bar.
Iron Bars. uh, I'm not gonna do it. But just the show goes too long. But yes, Iron Bars. Boy howdy, they've got
There it is.
guys coming back out of retirement. They got new talent. This one I watched Melody versus Six Tree. I don't know if it's 6'3" or 6'3", but he's a very tall guy, and I'm excited. I feel like that's what they need. Get some events going, and you're going to get some interest. Get some interest, and you're going to get some new faces. Get some new faces, and maybe you find some new talent. Some new talent will help really expand and build on the scene that they already have. Because yeah, like Melody was saying, he's like, I'm the second best active Scottish battler. And you think, fuck, is that true? Like, I think Slester and Mackenzie are active, but yeah, like there's not a whole lot of Soul's not active. Respect BA is a fucking phenomenal battler, and he's been retired for many years now.
Yeah.
So you really hope that renewed interest in the Scottish scene will help them build their guys back up. I haven't seen the latest MC Lean versus Q Riot, but I've been a big MC Lean fan for a while. Is it MC Lean or McLean? Because really, what the fuck are we talking about here? It's Scotland. It could be McLean. More research. Anywho, I'd say keep an eye on those guys. Check out the channel, Iron Bars. They're well established in Scotland. They have no other leagues. It's Iron Bars. They're the guys. So check them out, follow them, and I would expect some big announcements soon as they continue to grow. Boom. Thank you, United Kingdom and Ireland. We're done. Let's get on to the big news. Big news. Oh boy, there's a big event that happened last night. And all I got to say is titties. I was talking to my wife about this for real. And because I showed her obviously the clip of Lady J,
yeah.
exposing herself in her battle.
Lady
J.
Like,
why aren't all the battles topless? And I thought, yeah. And she's like, and then why don't you just wrestle around in mud? And I was like, why are we even battling? What's like, just take the rap part out of it. But yeah, no. As far as I know, just
you guys
a huge.
Sound like you have fun.
We do. The closure to Divide and Conquer.
Divide and Conquer too.
Thank you. Sounds like an amazing event. Lots of people quoting, clipping things. Lots of shit happening, and of course the main event: Mook versus Murda Mook versus Bigg.
Yeah. All I can say is the dog strikes again.
That is definitely a thing you can say. Now we did discuss this. Shouts out to Luke before it happened, because I said everybody expects Mook to die, and kind of all of the battles that he's in. It's kind of like, I don't want to say, it reminds me of Reed Dollaz though, because everybody's like, oh, Reed Dollaz can't hang, and then he beats Rum Nitty, and you're like, oh. But it's different because obviously Mook is is different.
Mhm.
But I'd like to think I was right. And I know that people who said, obviously, this is a body bag for Big K, I know that they think that they're right. You know what I mean?
Are you telling me that you don't think that K won?
Here's what it is. I think probably K1. If I haven't seen it yet, but I obviously will cop the VOD and check it out. We'll put a link in the description. Big fans of RBE over here, big supporters, and obviously most likely K1. But people said it was going to be a body bag, and I said probably not. You know, whatever it is that Mook has, his special powers, people don't body him. People, there's no. It's always like either he degrades their material or he does something that makes it close. And I'm seeing 2 1s on the timeline, so I don't think I'm wrong. I think like he did something where some people are giving it to him, and I don't know that happens, but
I am going to be the antithesis of what you said. I have
okay.
not seen on my feeds any 2-1 Mook from anyone.
Have you seen all 3 O's though,
I've
or have you
seen
seen?
all 3 O's, but what I've seen is that I've seen a lot of people say that Mook's first was his best, and that if they were to give him a round, it would be that one.
Hmm,
But
yeah,
their consensus is that they still had K winning that round.
sure,
So you can't call it necessarily a body,
right.
but then again, nobody would ever get bodied if you front loaded all of your best material into one round.
But that's
You
sort
see what
of
I'm
like,
saying?
but like, so then there it is. I mean, you have people out here saying, "Oh, Big K is going to body Mook," and I was in the camp that yes, Big K is going to win. Uh, he's probably the person who's most oriented of all of Mook's most recent opponents to to understand the style that fans want to see that would execute well against somebody who's not doing that same style. But I couldn't picture in my mind a body bag because of the history of Mook not getting bodied. And yeah, I have seen 2 1s. I've seen Big K 2 1s, which means people are giving him a round, which is um,
I think that regardless of what you want to say, whether it was a body or not, the objective was completed. I think that this is the clearest loss that Mook has had, and I think that Big K's content in his second and third. I mean, I have, from what I've seen of his first, I have him winning the first also of both
yeah,
of their firsts.
it's
But
cooking.
I would say that the content that he had in the second and third is enough that people are going to look at Mook differently, and I think that's what the goal was. You don't have to body Mook. You got to make everyone look at him differently now and get everyone onto the camp of okay, he's not some special superhero who can't be beat crazy. After Verb, it wasn't we're looking at it like, wow, that's different. After Geechee, we weren't like, oh, that's different. We all know that he's bad, but somehow he's not. That's just not translating right now in these battles. And I feel like this is finally the battle where it translated, where it was like, yeah, no, like he was bad and Mook clearly beat him. And now moving forward, it'll be different. That's what I think is going to happen.
Hmm. Very interested to see. Shouts out to Mook because like he's not shying away from any challenge. He's taking on all comers um, and it, like has not been zipped up like officially. And maybe it's impossible when you reach that level of status.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's that element of it as well, where you've just thoroughly convinced your fans that you cannot. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm seeing reputable people in the scene, reputable people in battle rap saying it was, not a body bag. And that's I guess that's the only thing that I'm saying is that fucking before this match, everybody and their dog was going, oh, Big K 3-0. And it's like, well, I don't know if that can happen. So it's very interesting. Definitely recommend watching, get the VOD
Mm-hmm.
support. Clips versus Rosenberg Raw. I'm hearing good things.
Yeah, I've heard good things of that battle. I've heard good things of Swave and Remedy.
Right.
Um, good things from Ill Will, not of King Los. And salute to my guy K Venom. who was the late addition to this card and actually battled in the blue room as I think the first battle or maybe the second. He had a crazy one rounder on their sort of, I can't remember what the event is that it's called that they do there, where they're trying to bring in new talent for
Brick
RBE.
by brick.
It's not necessarily brick by brick; it's something else. But it is kind of like that brick format. He had a really great one rounder on that platform, to the point that when they dropped the battle like a week and a half ago, they gave K Venom a one rounder against Profilini on sort of shorter notice on in the blue room, and he fucking smoked it. He was great. And K Venom is one of those guys who came up in No Coast through No Coast Chicago, and it was doing some stuff with iBattle recently as well, and is a part of a lot of the iBattle groups there, and now getting his big chances on RBE and killing it, and it's really great to see. Salute to him.
Dope. Yeah, that's dope. Super dope. Good weekend for the culture.
Yeah,
I think everybody can agree. And then following that, there were a couple announcements. Rosenberg Raw versus Swamp on Eazy Block Captains League. Got a city. And like, what's going on? I think that's the biggest thing is everybody's asking, Eazy basically, built his whole brand up with URL, and now he's got his own league in Philly, and he's battling legends, and he's doing whatever he wants with Chrome 23. It's like, he's really out on his own, really just using his pull in the Battlerap community to do what he wants to do, which is fascinating. What's going to happen?
Kind of the first time that we've seen this on this scale, because even Geechee would go back after going to the Riot and sort of taking over the Riot and doing stuff with the Riot. He still went back to URL and did stuff, but Eazy it was almost a clean break. I mean, there's been no hint that he's on anything URL related.
It's so interesting because when we come back to this every once in a while, how the URL basically had a golden credit card, had the doors to the treasury unlocked, and started flooding Battlerap with this great free content, and for some reason, magically, it's helped everybody else. It's like we don't know if URL is better off than they were 2-3 years ago, and now we know that there are like big competent leagues out there throwing huge events that people are paying to see. So yeah, really interesting to see what happens with Gutta City.
And I shout out to Eazy as well, because this is one of those battles where people it's probably going to split camps of people that go, why is he battling Reed Dollaz? Because the consensus is that Reed isn't necessarily on the level of Eazy when it comes to Battlerap as of right now. But when you think about the legacy that Reed has, and on top of that, them both being from Philly as the main event for the first of this Philly league, it's a very important matchup to that city. And I think that that's a very smart move, a very good move for the debut event, right? This doesn't need to be Eazy versus Geechee, right? This needs to be Eazy and Reed Dollaz, and that's going to pull in so many people from that Philly crowd. It's probably going to pop off. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, that's a really good observation. This is exactly what it is. It's a Philly-based event. It's a Philly-based league, and Reed is going to sell tickets because he's a legend.
Yeah.
And who knows if he can. Like, the other thing about Reed is it feels like he takes the craft seriously. He's not above getting better. And I feel like every time I'll click a Reed battle, I love his shit. I love the way he's developing, and he punches and raps. It's fucking.
And who knows? I mean, he might walk in there with the Murda Mook New York effect, right? And battling Mook in New York that's a tough battle. Battling Reed in Philly might be the exact same thing in this newer age. So that's a wait and see. Even though he's from Philly.
Right. Hope we get a classic out of it. New opportunities for more battlers, and everybody has a swell time. Boy howdy.
Boy howdy.
A couple other couple other announcements. I mean, let's stay in America, because you said, and I haven't seen this yet, but there's been an announcement from the
Yes,
URL.
there has been a URL announcement. Before the Twerk and Chef Trez battle on the app, it talks about Gnome being in Atlanta this year, and it's not any regular Gnome, it's Gnome Impact.
Bum bum bum.
Similar to Summer Impact from a couple of years ago, where we saw Loaded Hollows and Tay Rock and Chess and
Right.
uh, all those other absolutely fantastic 2v2s. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was even the last event that URL had that dropped on YouTube.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Maybe I can't remember, but yeah. So it's going to be Gnome Impact, so a Gnome of 2v2s, which is it's cool to see.
It's great. It's great for the culture. I don't know if we've had some, 2v2s lately. I can think of, Clips of DNA versus Lou Castro and Real
Really?
Sick for the Stay Forever event, which is awesome. But yeah, it's been a while since we've seen some. Maybe we'll see some new teams,
Mhm.
some cool new matches, and get some cool content. Hopefully, this is a pay per view or something that we can watch online. Definitely miss being able to the consistency that URL was having when they had free events all the time on Caffeine. That was really great, and having it be app exclusive, having it be in person exclusive. Um, it's just a little harder to get into. It just creates a little
Yeah,
barrier to entry. So
yeah. I think that the last 2v2 event was it was not rookies versus vets, but it was a rookies and vets as 2v2 teams against one another, because it was
oh yeah,
Tayrock and Eazy and Geechee and Swamp,
right.
Nitty and Jay the Nightwing and DNA and Don Marino. It was really, really cool concept,
Yeah,
actually. And so I think that was the last 2v2 event that they ended up doing,
yeah,
which
cool
was like a
concept.
year or so ago.
Good luck, URL. You got some shit. You
Mhm.
got some shit. You got some competition that you created. Um, yeah. What else? This is just briefly wanted to touch on the fact that I think it's Loso versus Real Deal from the Stay Forever event. It's going to be winning Battle of the Week. We put a poll up on Twitter. Go check us out on Twitter. We're all there all the time. We're on there all the time.
Mhm.
What's up, Pac Man? What's up, G? Pac Man. Speaking of Canada, I think I don't know if he's a part of it, but he's talking about Winnipeg and their league, and they're getting that started. And then, just briefly while we're in Canada, we did watch Quadre versus Five Theories just on YouTube now. You can go check that out. It's Beast Mode. Follow them on all social media and on their YouTube. They're dropping battles like crazy. Dropped 2 battles this week, and man, for a debut, these guys were great. And I know that you watched the Patreon when it came out.
Yes.
So that was a long time ago. But for me, I just watched it for the first time, and it's so cool to see people who are debuting who like understand it so well, And Quadre had some great lines, some great flips. Put a hole in theory, and Five Theories also, with the quadrilateral. He had a bunch of shit too. It was really dope. So shouts out to those guys. Really cool battle. Definitely check it out. Give them a like. And yeah, fuck. I think that's it, man. I think that's the entire world about. Oh no, you know what? Sorry, I gotta say, um, yes, Australia is back. Australia is they've got some shit going. Adelaide, that's really dope. Obviously, there's the Hobart event in Tasmania with Dundee and Greeley, and One Outs New Zealand dropped Lock and Latu versus Luminous, which is sort of like a fun freestyle battle. But One Outs in New Zealand, they're going to be dropping a lot more content, which is great because I know they got a bunch in the vault. And let's go, boys. Excited to see that. I think they said that at the beginning of that battle of that drop that they're going to be announcing stuff soon. So keep an eye out for more shit from New Zealand, which is great to hear. And Yeah, and then I heard somebody, I can't even remember who it was, but somebody was saying 1-outs Australia, which is crazy to think about, is that 1-outs would come back to Australia and end up being the Premier Australian League, because you wonder who will be top dog of that roster when things really get going.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the Wild West out there. Anything could happen.
Yep.
But shouts out to those guys and all the promoters and the battlers trying to breathe life back into what was once a really important and a big part of the battle rap culture. If you know your battle rap history, goes back a lot of those guys for sure, and the freestyle days and all that stuff. Australia was very well represented. So we shall see. Okay. Next weekend, if you are in Salt Lake City, go see Emerson Kennedy versus A Ward for the Mike Masters spring training event. Mike Masters, consistently, they're doing some shit. We'll see what happens. But they're throwing these big events in Salt Lake, and that's cool to see. And then Bags and Bodies season 2 is next weekend as well in Atlanta. I don't think you can get tickets for that, and I don't think it'll be on pay-per-view. I think it'll be something, there's an app involved, and you have to watch it on the app. But interesting to see that Hitman is just going ahead and doing season 2. And I don't know if we have all the battles from season 1 yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. Because the other thing too is that it is a TV show as well, right? So those might all be on the show, and they might have only dropped the best battles on YouTube.
Could be.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah. Well, keep an eye out, and I'm sure that we'll hear more from that, or never again. Pac-Man is saying, yes, no excuses, Winnipeg. They already had the event, which is great news. And yeah, good for you guys. Fuck yeah, making things happen, shaking it up. Let's go, baby. I got nothing. You got anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think I have anything.
That is the entire planet Earth. Sorry we didn't have time for other planets this week. But remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and click the like and subscribe button everywhere. I'm rewriting the copy now, so I don't fucking an idiot. But yeah, fucking, we love it. We got, I think, the most views on any of our shits last episode, and we're growing, and we love to see the community growing with us as we cover.
Yeah, we're growers, not showers. On
sometimes can't help show. We grow so much, can't help it. Show a little bit. It's a little treat, Lady Jane over here. We're gonna show. But my name's Copacetic, and this is Pathogenic, obviously, and yeah, stay tuned, because there's a lot of shit happening, and we'll be here to cover it next week.
Next week on whatever our name is.